I've just, I had a talk with Naveen, and he's saying whoever is supposed to present will be made the co-host. ठीक है, so I've also transferred
इतने
in the
co-host
list.
नहीं बन पाएंगे रिमा.
हाँ, तो जैसे नहीं, so what I'm saying is कि जैसे जैसे जिसका turn आए, first is the biochemistry department, so a teacher from there would be made the co-host.
Why
That's
can't
what
he
he's
enable the sharing
that is
for
what
all?
I just asked him to do the same कि sharing for all अगर enable कर दे तो, but he's saying कि वो co-host करके ही होएगा.
कल भी तो किया.
कल कैसे किया था SEC में जी में?
मैम सबको मतलब शेयरिंग अलाउड था, सारे पैनलिस्ट को.
तो फिर आज क्यों नहीं कर पा रहा है?
वही मतलब आई हैव द सेम क्वेश्चन. इट्स अ बिग टास्क ना. पहले को होस्ट बनाएंगे, फिर को होस्ट हटाएंगे.
फिर वो टाइम भी लगेगा ना, एक को को होस्ट निकालोगे, एक दूसरे को बनाओगे.
यस, it breaks the flow.
हाँ, it breaks the flow.
Teachers, you may please raise hands. We'll make you panelist.
Ma'am, he is checking again. Sorry. Are you able to do it, Nandita ma'am?
Yeah.
Karima ma'am, are you able to do it now? Can you share the screen? अब
हाँ, अभी हो रहा है.
Now हो रहा है.
हाँ, ठीक है.
हाँ, now it is taking you up.
ठीक है, thank you.
Thank you.
All the panelists would be able to share the screen now.
Okay. Thank you, Naveen. Upasana and Garima, just keep a check on the participants list. If there is any teacher, make them a panelist.
Okay.
Teachers, can you just raise your hands so that we'll make you panelist? We'll send you a request to join as a panelist. Okay, Nutan ma'am, noted. Shubhra. Is Shubhra there?
Shubhra Gupta. Right?
Right. It is requested to all the students to post only the relevant queries. We have taken queries regarding GE in yesterday's session. We announced it very clearly about 10 times that only languages are available for GE for BCom program students. In the first semester, you have choices Hindi, Sanskrit, Tamil, Telugu only. Please don't send any irrelevant queries here. Shall we start? I think we have enough participants. Please just Rajveer, Upasna and Garima keep looking at the question and answers.
Yes.
If you're able to answer, just answer them. Okay, so we start. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of IQAC Shri Venkateshwara College, I extend a very warm welcome to all the first year students and all the teachers present in the meeting. This is in continuation to the initiative taken by IQAC, which started last year to help students to make an informed choice. Till last year, there was only GE option, but from this semester, we have SEC option as well. So the NEP 2020 focuses on imparting life skills as well as technical and professional skills as part of holistic education. University of Delhi has prepared various skill enhancement courses in short form SEC courses in different domains to provide kinds of skills to the students such as communication skills, computer related skills, coding skills, financial management skills, etc. With higher degree of hands-on learning so as to equip you with the skills of your choice suitable to the academic path you choose. A student who pursues any undergraduate program in the university is offered a common pool of skill enhancement courses from which you may choose any one to study in the first semester. So there is a list of SEC courses. Now this SEC orientation is to provide you a brief description of all SEC papers offered by the college, right from the teacher concerned. The teachers will give you a brief about the course, the syllabus, what it is about, and they will also share their contact details with you in the chat box so that you can contact them further for any further queries or concerns. The college has created a Google form for you to register for GE, SEC, and BSc courses of your choice. I'm sharing my screen to give you a glimpse of that form. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the form. Before filling up, this is a common form for giving your choices for GE, SEC, and BSc. This is the same form we shared yesterday in the GE orientation. Please go through the instructions before filling up the form. The last date to fill up the form is 12th of November. The last instruction says that all students can choose any one paper each from SEC list and BSc list irrespective of their discipline. Earlier SEC courses were department specific, but in NEP 2020, which was proposed in 2020 and now implemented in 2022, the students in the first semester has given this choice that they can choose SEC from any department. So this is form, you fill your particulars here. These are GE option. This is a list of SEC papers department our college is offering to first semester students. These are 15 courses. Developing sustainability plans for business, basic IT tools, digital marketing, statistics with R, analytics computing with Python, creative writing, and all these things. The syllabus for all these is available. This is syllabus on the website, University of Delhi website. In syllabus tab, you can find it. This will give you a complete list. There are total 41 SEC papers proposed by the college. We are asked to provide minimum 10 papers, and the college is providing 15 papers in the first semester to give you a good choice. Each SEC paper is of 2 credit. Your main core papers and GE papers, they are of credit 4. SEC paper is of 2 credit. It is either 1 theory and 1 credit of practical, or it could either be 2 credits of practical. After the list, a detailed syllabus is given like this: advanced spreadsheet tools. If you can see on the screen, this is, it says it is of 2 credits, no theory, no tutorial, only practicals. 2 credits means 4 hours practical. 1 credit of practical means 2 hours practical. 1 credit of theory means 1 hour of theory. There is no prerequisite, only the eligibility criteria is 12th pass. You can see the learning objectives, learning outcomes. This is the detailed syllabus, all the recommended books, readings, and the marking examination scheme. The exam of all the SEC papers will be of 100 marks. Internal assessment 25 marks. Internal assessment for this course may include class presentation, your assignments, tests, project, field work, depending on what your teacher asks you to do. Then practical exam, it will be an internal practical exam of 25 marks and end of semester exam of 50 marks. So likewise, you can explore the syllabus of all the SEC papers. Now, the individual teachers, the concerned teachers will be presenting a brief description of the paper. First, we have Department of Biochemistry with us. Is there anyone? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
Dr. Randita, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you see my slide share? What I'm sharing, a slide presentation.
Yes,
Is it visible?
yes, ma'am. Visible.
Okay.
If you want to make it full screen, then you may.
It's not going at the full screen.
No
It's not
issues, madam. You can continue it like this also.
I think visible.
Yes.
Even without a full screen, it won't be visible. Okay. Okay. So the SEC that biochemistry department is floating is the prospecting e-waste for sustainability. Can you all hear me properly? Students, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it is prospecting e-waste for sustainability. Now there are 2 key words in this. One is e-waste and the other is sustainability. So let us first understand what we mean by sustainability. And this is just a recent news that was in the papers, wherein in France, the government brought electric cars for all their civil servants. But as it was too expensive to replace the batteries, no one wanted to use the cars. And this is what was left over of all the cars. Now, this is not sustainable development. Yes, an electric car is good. It saves fossil fuels. But if you make it in such a way that the batteries are not reusable, that you cannot replace the batteries, and you cannot reuse and recycle and upcycle something, it is of absolutely no use in terms of sustainability. So this is a bad example or an example of sustainable development gone wrong. So what we are going to look at is a part of the waste that we generate. One of the waste that we generate is e-waste. Okay. And this is something all of you all know. You all have all these items at home. You have washing machines, you have air coolers, you have microwave ovens, you have laptops, you have mobiles, you have chargers, you have all sorts of things. In anybody's house, you will always find at least 5 to 6 mobiles, 4 to 5 chargers, you will find 2 to 3 laptops, you will find a TV. Even in a small house, you will find these items. Now, what happens when they stop working? What do you do with them? This is what happens to them. In India, this is exactly what happens to them. They land up in the market. People are living beside it. They are handling it by hand. And all this is extremely contaminating to their health. It is also contaminating to the environment. Okay. So what we are going to be dealing with in the next few weeks when we are taking your SEC is to understand how do we handle e-waste, how do we ensure that it does not land up in landfills, how do we ensure that we do not land up having both health problems as well as environmental concerns. So this is what is the bare facts about the course which we are giving. As Dr. Deepti already said, it carries 2 credits. It follows the 0+2 pattern, meaning that there are no theory classes allotted. They are just 2 credits for practicals. And therefore, you have 4 hours for practical-based training. And the learning objectives are to understand mechanisms that will allow us to how to regulate generation, collection, and storage of e-waste, and what are the legislations that are available for e-waste transport, import, and export. How do you segregate, recycle, upcycle, treat, and dispose e-waste? These are the learning objectives. So what you will be doing in the class is a few laboratory exercises where we will be teaching you how to segregate the e-waste, which of them are toxic, which are non-toxic, how do you take them further in terms of treatment. We will do field visits and surveys to find out what is the level of e-waste management that is possible in India. We will take up case studies and do critical analysis of how e-waste is being managed in India. And it will be mostly dealt with in terms of presentations and teamwork so that it will be a good learning exercise for all of you. Okay. And what do you take home from here? You will take a fact that you will appreciate the environmental impacts of e-waste. You will understand concepts of sustainable management of e-waste. You will comprehend the legislation and rules for e-waste disposal and management. And you should come up with forward-thinking and innovative strategies to manage e-waste. For example, you are the next generation. And if you learn now how to manage your e-waste, I think we will have a better future. Okay, thank you. And I hope to see some of you with us during the SEC. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Randana ma'am, for such informative presentation.
So I'll stop sharing. You can give it to somebody else. Thank you.
Next, we have Department of Botany. They are offering SEC, developing sustainability plans for business.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Dr. Basna.
Yes. Hello, good afternoon. I'm Dr. Basna from Department of Botany. Department of Botany is offering SEC, the developing sustainability plans for a business. This is for 2 credits, and the entire 2 credits are for practical only. There are no theories. In this particular paper, there are no prerequisites for this. You must have a common sense to make money and to sustainably and by using eco-friendly ways to raise a business. It's an undeniable fact, and we all know that making money is very important, and the process of making money draws the resources from the environment. Now it's on us whether to explore the resources or to exploit the resources. So in this paper, we'll deal with the ways by which we can use eco-friendly ways to make some businesses, and we can have a good balance in the economy and the environment. And here we are going to here we are going to make a green economy business. Green economy means when we are using eco-friendly ways to raise a business, and wherever we have a business, we can make it more eco-friendly. Just take an example of paper, which is an important commodity. It is used in every type of business, be that schools, colleges, or a very big business companies. All of them, they use paper. But consider a situation if we learn how to reduce the wastage of paper, if we can digitize the processes, that will eventually reduce the wastage. That is because of the paper, and because of digitization, there will be the improved efficiency in the communication, and that will obviously improve the brand image. That will inspire customer loyalty, and it will provide a healthier work environment. We all know that in today's world, the government is also aware about the eco-friendly ways to raise a business or anything, and they have good revenue system, they have good incentives for all the business ideas that use eco-friendly ways. So eventually this going green and using this business plans to develop a better green economy, it will boost the eligibility of a company, of an organization, for some grants and tax benefits. So in this particular paper, one part of this will deal with the concepts about the eco-friendly ways, and second part, along with that only, the second part will deal with the ways by which we can use these eco-friendly ways to raise a business and to make money. In this particular paper, the students will be introduced with the concept of carbon footprint. Carbon footprint means how much carbon or how much greenhouse gases are emitted because of developing some kind of product. So every business or any company or raising any product should have lower carbon footprint. Then we all know about the renewable sources of energy. We have been hearing about these renewable sources from the school, but the investment that are required in these renewable sources and how we can implement these renewable sources in our companies, in our organization, this knowledge and implementation is quite less. So in this paper, we'll deal with the ideas, we'll deal with the measures that can be used to implement these energy sources in the existing businesses and in the new businesses also. Then we'll discuss about the ideas to become carbon negative. Now, carbon negative means when a process or when developing a product is emitting less carbon dioxide than using it. So the goal of eco-friendly ways or green economy is to reduce the carbon footprint and increase the carbon and to become carbon negative. Along with that, we'll discuss about water footprint, means the usage of water and how much amount of water is utilized to develop a product. Then eco-friendly transportation, documentation of biological wealth, and environment-friendly ways to dispose of waste. Management is a matter of concern these days. In this paper, we'll deal with this also. So after reading this course, studying this course, the students will be able to develop corporate social responsibility. Now, corporate social responsibility means money making is one thing that is important, but along with money making, we need to we have a responsibility of on our shoulders to be eco-friendly, to protect our nature, to conserve all the species around us. So it is the corporate social responsibility. Students, after going through this course, they'll understand about this thing and how to develop this. And if you think this is not this is just on paper and it is not so important, then these are some of the companies which are actually using these eco-friendly ways to develop some green economy, and there are more to this list. Then, and that's all. Let's make the business environment friendly, and let's just start from today. Thank you. Thank you. If you wish to join this course, you can contact Dr. Surina Khurana, teacher in charge, Department of Botany. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Upasana. Next, we have Department of Chemistry presenting SEC on basic IT tools.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Pragya.
Is my presentation visible, ma'am?
Yes, presentation is visible. Yeah,
Full screen or?
full screen.
Yeah,
Full screen.
okay. Thank you. So the chemistry department is offering a very useful course, the basic IT tools in this semester. The basic IT tools, as you know, is the information technology, or you can say the very basics of how to use the office, right? It deals with the office. It is totally a practical for 4 hours. There's no theory in this. In this paper is divided into 4 basic parts. The first one is you will learn how to write in the MS Word and all the details of using all the application and commands in MS Word. The second unit is the basic Excel introduction. And the third unit is a little more advanced in the data handling in Excel or any spreadsheet itself. The fourth unit deals with the handling of database, right? This is what the syllabus offers. But what will you learn and how it will help you, right? Since you have to write all the reports, you have to write your assignments, you have to write the papers in for the semester. When you go for research or you go for internship, you have to write the papers. For that, you would be needing the Microsoft Word. You would be using it throughout your life. Actually, we are also using as teachers. So it is very essential to use uh, the Word or the Office in to its optimum. Right? Most of you people would be knowing how to use it in the basic way, but when you take up this course, you will learn in depth some of the options you might not be using it, which would make your life easier, and the commands more easier and handling in a better situation. Right now, data handling. Most of you would be doing research, or even if you are science or math students, you would be using or generating some data in your labs. Then how would you handle that data? That would also you learn. You will analyze how you would analyze that data, and then after analyzing how you represent that data, that would also be uh, included in this unit, right? uh, Whenever we are working on some, let's say you have generated one full semester, you have generated most of the data, then you can make it into a database, and then how would you generate it, and then how would you handle that database would also be taught in this uh, paper. We would be using MS Access or the SPSS for data handling, right? This uh, paper would be a stepping stone for all the further advanced paper you would be taking throughout. Deepti ma'am, how many SEC papers they are taking in their 6 or 8 semesters? They have to choose every semester.
Every semester, I guess.
So what I think, you can suggest them better that if they choose their papers in such a sequence that they gain at after 3 years or 4 years, that they have some specialization in some SSC if they choose that. So this paper would be actually very basic. It would be very essential for learning all the advanced paper where computer would be used. Right now, who can take it? Everyone. Hey, everyone from all the science streams, from maths, stats, commerce, humanities, everyone be using the skills which you will gain from here. So I think and I hope I will see most of you in this paper. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Pragya. There are queries regarding SEC selection. First of all, please notice that SEC paper is compulsory paper. Okay? And from second year onwards, your SEC will be department specific. The paper your department will be offering, you can choose on. You have to do that paper only. In first semester, you are getting a choice of taking SEC of your interest, and you may change it in the second semester. I'm not sure about the second semester whether there will be a common pool or the department specific. Still, we are seeking clarity on it. And yes, you can, in this semester also, you can choose the SEC offered by your own department. There is no such restriction. From that big pool, you can choose any SEC paper. Next, we have Department of Commerce, Digital Marketing. Dr. Yogesh is there.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I hope I am audible, ma'am.
Yes, yes, Dr. Yogesh.
Good afternoon, one and all. I, Yogesh, on behalf of Department of Commerce, would like to provide a brief background about the SEC paper that is being offered by the Department of Commerce, that is digital marketing. So, objective of the paper is to familiarize the student with the concept and the nature of digital marketing and the tools techniques which are being used by the digital marketers to achieve the objective of marketing. Then who should study this paper? Although there is no restrictions on studying this paper, anybody can study this paper, but aspiring managers and MBA future entrepreneurs working professional in any field should study this paper. If we talk about this syllabus, so syllabus of this paper has been divided into four equal parts, and each part will focus on the specific area of the digital marketing. So first unit will focus on the marketing in the digital world, in which we are supposed to study about the concept, nature of digital marketing and its relation with the traditional marketing, and all steps which we are required to be follow from to move from traditional marketing to digital marketing. Then second unit. So second unit will focus on the content and the email marketing. So what all contents we are required to be used to design our digital marketing strategy will study in the second unit. And now coming to the third unit, social media marketing and the display marketing. So in this unit, we will study about the concept of the social media marketing and the types of social media marketing like YouTube, Facebook, Instagrams, and how we basically increase our coverage of the digital marketing. Then in the fourth unit, that is search engine marketing. So in this unit, we will try to provide a practical exposure to our students, how basically we use the different search engines to increase the coverage of the marketing, and the basically practical classes. So thank you from my side. So those who are interested in studying these papers can fill out the form, Google form, and I am sharing the link of same. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Yogesh. As I said earlier also, SEC papers, second year onwards will be department specific. Yes, every semester there will be a new SEC paper. So that will be fixed by the department only. If you are an eco-honors student, then the Department of Economics will be floating one SEC paper that you have to study. In first semester, you are getting the choice. You are getting this option of choosing an SEC of your own. Right? I think I'm clear enough. Dr. Yogesh, you may stop sharing, please.
Not able to hear you. Yeah, is it the
Department of Economics.
yeah,
Yes.
okay. Yes, now I can hear you. Yeah, sorry. So I couldn't get the voice in the while. Okay. So let me share the screen. This is Amit Jha, and uh, let me start with this. So is my screen visible?
Yes, screen is visible.
Okay, so so we are offering a paper. It is statistics with R, and uh, just a minute. It's not moving. Let's see. I'm not able to move to the next slide. Huh, I think it has come. So as you can see, I've just copy and pasted this stuff which was given by the University of Delhi. So here we will have, it's a 2 credit course, and it means 4 hours of practical we will have on this. However, the prerequisite has been nil. Well, I'll say that we should have some prerequisite for this course, as it requires basic knowledge of statistics. You should be aware of matrices, vectors, a bit of regression, correlation. If you are aware of such thing, or let's say even the basic knowledge, or let's say even the basic stats, no, let's forget about regression and all. But if you are aware of basic statistics, I think this paper should be a cakewalk for you. So it's like we will start with how to put data into R. So we have a lot of data like txt, the this data, the data, the DTA form, or let's say the Excel, the CSV form, how to put these data into R, and let's say how to write those data. This is the first step that we will learn in unit 1. In unit 2, we will see, in R, we have a lot of data structures as well. Means again, as I was telling, that we have vectors, matrices, and arrays, factors, lists, data frames. So again, these are something which we can do in R. We can play around in R. This is unit 2. Moving into unit 3 is where you will learn about the basic statistics, like how to plot scatter plot, or let's say some pie charts or something. Ggplots is one package where we're using that thing, and we can check the normality. We will do basic regression. So here I'll say, that or let's say, we would also be studying this, the measure of central tendency and all, how to look for these things in R. So again, basic knowledge, I would say, would be preferable, but as the University of Delhi has went against this, so I have no rights to question this. But anyway, that is something one would require for R. And probably I'll be the concerned person here, dealing in with this paper. So you can always meet me. You can always find me in the Department of Economics, and you can always fill up the form to get it, to get this paper. Yeah, yeah, Dipti ma'am. This is from my side. This is it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Amit.
Hmm.
This is my request to please post only relevant queries. Do not write paragraphs. We are not asking for your feedback here in the question answer session. I know you are coming from school and there are some teething problems. New curriculum you are not aware of. Contact your department coordinator or your teacher in charge for any clarification. Okay, next we have Department of English. Anyone from English? Department of Mathematics? Programming with Python? Yes, Dr. Amit, are you saying something?
Ma'am, Meenakshi ma'am is there. I think she's from English department.
Make her a panelist?
Yes. Meenakshi ma'am, you're the panelist now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Meenakshi ma'am, you're quite audible. Please.
Yeah, okay. I just now I need to share my screen. Can you see my screen? You can't.
Not yet.
Not yet. Let me just see. Yeah, share screen. Okay. Where am I? Yeah. Is my screen visible now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. The Department of English is offering a very exciting course, creative writing. Now, you know that the English, the spoken word. Now, creative writing, we are doing it through the medium of English, but whatever training we are giving you is going to be valid for creativity in all the languages. And that is the exciting part, that we use language every day, and we hear interesting nuances, but how to use the possibilities of creativity in our day-to-day language, in our day-to-day creativity. The fact is that you are on Instagram, you are on Twitter, you are on Facebook, and all the time you are being called to use words creatively. And apart from that, of course, you have the ability, the longer written formats that you have to be creative about. So the learning objectives, as you can see, are to build creative writing skills in students, in people who are familiar with the language, but who have not been trained to use them creatively. Now, the point here is that this creativity spills over to not one genre, not just poetry, not just fiction, not only essays, but the world opens out for you. You can write scripts for films, you can write scripts for, you can write drama, you can write, it's actually the unending the possibilities of this, this particular subject. How to write, compose ads and so on and so forth. So basically what we are going to actually do is, through the written word, teach students to read creative literature, and from that from those examples, to develop the ability to use language to express what they want to express, and to express, that could be critical thought, that could be creative ideas, whatever. And this is going to be one platform where you are going to engage with the written word at all different levels. And the syllabus itself, as you can see on the screen, we are going to introduce you to the subject. We're going to tell you how important creative writing is, because it is a part of our day-to-day existence, and because we can use something that is so easily available to us to hone our skills and to use it in the world outside. As a profession, for personal creativity, and so on and so forth. So we are going to look at the craft of writing, how words are going to be used, what kind of figures of speech, how to create characters, and so on and so forth. Right? And the units, as you can see on the screen as they're coming up, we are going to use actual text to take you into this process. And then once you have a text in front of you, we will learn together how to read the text closely, how to analyze it, how to interpret it, and this is where the professional angle comes in, how to proofread and also edit. And of course, all the while you are honing your creative skills so you could become writers. And let me tell you, some of our students are already well-known writers, novelists, poets, and really well-known. And you just, we'll try in the course of the year to get these people to come and actually engage with you and to speak with you, right? We are going to have tremendous amount of practical training where we are actually going to engage with the word. We are going to create, and the end result of this whole process would be creative pieces written by all of you. A first step into the creative writing space. The one person to contact in our department is Ashwati Rajni. I'm putting up the detail on the screen. Please get in touch with her. Through her, you will be in touch with the whole department. Note the details. And we look forward to seeing all of you, and for you to see how really fecund this space can be. This is an exciting space to be in, and we invite you to participate in this excitement. That's it, Deepti, for me. As if the students have noted the name of Ashwati, then that's it. Should I stop screen sharing?
Yes, ma'am, you may please.
I can do that. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Meenakshi.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to get out of this. 1 second. How do I do it? I just leave.
You just exit. Stop
sorry.
sharing. Yes.
Yeah,
Stop.
I'm sorry, whatever it's.
Next, we have, there are queries whether we can change the SECs. Yes, you can change the SEC in the next semester. I'm not sure whether from the next semester or next year, there will be a department-specific SEC. Most probably in second semester also, you will get a pool to choose from. And from second year, SEC will be department-specific. And of course, every semester, there will be a new paper.
Okay, I also have to announce that there is this attendance form which is shared as a Google link in the chat box. You may please, all the participants are supposed to fill that up. Also, for the students, they can go to the Google form for selecting the SEC, required SEC. So everybody is supposed to fill that up. Thank you.
Next, we have Department of Mathematics, Dr. Rajni Arora.
Hello, good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Rajni from Mathematics Department. I am trying to share my screen. Please let me know when it comes up. Sure.
Now it is not sharing.
I guess my network is failing. Is it visible, ma'am?
It is saying Dr. Rajni Arora has started screen sharing, but it hasn't appeared yet.
Okay, I should stop video, I think.
You may turn off your camera and then try again. Attendance form link is in the chat box, please. Look in the chat box carefully. BA program students, yes, it is required to take an SEC paper. Yes, Rajni, now it is visible.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. So Mathematics Department this semester is offering you the paper programming using Python. Here, I would like to mention that in the syllabus, you might find the name of the paper as programming with Python. But when you open the syllabus page, SEC-15, you will find the name programming using Python. So there is no need to get confused. The name of the paper is programming using Python. So in this
Just
paper,
a minute, I just want to interrupt you.
yes,
But in the Google form, which we have shared, the SEC name is programming with Python. Okay. So programming using Python with Python is same, but in the Google form, it is listed as programming with Python. Yes, you may continue.
okay. So in this paper, we are going to teach you programming with Python, and as the framework frame this, the way the paper has been framed, it says that the paper does not require any eligibility criteria. Please note that you need not know anything beforehand, but it says that there are some prerequisites which are again not mandatory, which means if you have knowledge of some high level languages, C, C++, Java, MATLAB or Mathematica, that would be just helpful for you if you opt for programming with Python. But nevertheless, you, with the basic knowledge of mathematics or just basic knowledge of computers, you can just come forward for learning this paper. The credits that you will earn by doing this paper is 2, and there will be 2 practical classes, which is like 4 hours slot. So please note this, that if you are interested in learning programming, you can simply just fill up the form and learn programming with Python. Okay, you need not know any other languages beforehand. The structure of the paper has been designed for anybody and everybody. Everybody can learn this paper because we will be starting with the introduction only, which means we will be telling you the environment that will be used, the way how this language works, how you are going to write the code, how you are going to execute it. And when I say writing the code, that means we will be requiring some basic components. So those basic components will also be taught. As you can see in unit number 1, there is mention of input, output. So even the basic things will be taught to you. Introduction to binary computation. We will start using the software as a calculator first, and then we will move on to making it a better calculator for bigger calculations. As in unit 2, you can see that we will be teaching you operators, which is simple, this plus, minus, arithmetic ones. Then data types, as you deal with different types of data, be it the integer type data, floating decimal point numbers, or characters, statements. Okay, so we will be dealing with every type of data. Let's say that you have some data with you where you are learning about, as in you have received data from somewhere where you have categorized name of flowers. The name of flowers are character type, right? So you can also learn how to categorize such type of data. Numbers, of course, can be handled by it. And then any type of categorical data can also be handled by using this software. Then you will be learning control structures, which is very common, where you will be having, wherever there is repetition or something has to be done repeatedly, then loops will be used and so on. So on these lines, we are going to proceed with the programming in Python, and we will guide you through all simple problems. For example, I show you some of the practical exercises that we'll be doing, like we will make program to compute distance between points. And then you can use this particular information in finding some other, in dealing with some other problem, right? Wherever data of this sort has been taken up from the user. Other problems that one can deal with is like checking whether a number is even or not, right? So again, some simple mathematical knowledge is required in order to make any kind of program, which I know I can really say that all of you have this basic knowledge of mathematics so as to deal with any kind of problem. So programming is here is not very complicated. We will teach you programming by dealing with very simple and small problems first, and then we will move on to handling big data files, right? Data files consisting of say 10,000 rows. We can also deal with spreadsheets. We can also deal with any .txt file. Any type of data can be handled here. You can make pie charts. You can make line charts in order to study data. Everything, every tool, every statistical tool that you can think of will also be taught to you, in addition to doing programming that you might have heard or you might have done in C or C++ or Java. So it is a whole package if you come forward for learning programming using Python. So statistical things and programming, both. So this is all from my side. In case you have any queries, I am Dr. Rajni. You can find me in mathematics department, and you can find my contact details on website also. Please note the name of the paper is SEC-15. If you have the entire syllabus, I'm sure you have it. You can again go through it. You can go through the books in order to get a better idea. Otherwise, you can always come and meet me. I'll take up your queries.
Thank you, Dr.
Deepti
Rajni.
ma'am.
Rajni, if there will be any queries, we'll forward it to you.
All right, ma'am.
Okay. So next we have Department of Hindi, presenting about Rachnatmak Lekhan.
जी
Dr. Archana, right?
मैं थोड़ी देर बाद कर सकती हूँ क्या दीप्ति मैम?
Sure.
ठीक है, मैं करती हूँ थोड़ी देर बाद.
Okay, आप hand raise कर दीजिएगा.
ठीक है.
Department of History.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Dr. Preeti Gulaki.
Yeah, I'll just present this. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. So, hi everyone. Hello, students. The history department is offering a paper called Visual Communication and Photography. Like all the other papers, this is also new. And while you'll be wondering what this has to do with the history department, a lot of this paper is theoretical. All right. So how visual culture has emerged, as you can see in the first 2 units, they are very theoretical. So we'll go through the history of visual culture, and this goes from cave painting to Renaissance to the emergence of photography as a concept also. And we'll go through certain theories of visual communication. And in the last 2 units, we'll focus a bit more on the technical skills on the current cameras. Now, while a lot of you may have smartphones and it comes with camera apps, so even if you have some kind of interest in photography, in using your camera app, it's not required that you have a camera, all right? But here what we will also focus is on interpreting the photograph. So it's not necessary that you like taking pictures, but even the interpretation of pictures is something that we'll try and focus in this paper. It's also new for us, so we'll try and learn together. All right, we have some interesting readings for this, and what I'll be the one teaching this paper, and what we plan is also some kind of study of certain photograph collections. We'll also try and arrange some kind of guest lectures or workshop with certain professionals, and that will be the component of this paper. It should be pretty interesting. We'll have 2 classes per week, I believe. And there are 2 kinds of assessment that are involved in this paper. One is a practical and one is an internal. So for the practical, as you can see, there are ideas of visual storytelling and photojournalism. So other than that practical aspect, we'll have one theoretical assessment where we discuss some kind of theory as an assignment or as a class test. And the second practical part will be some kind of discussion with photographs. I think that was quick and fast for my end.
Thank you, Preeti.
Sorry.
Next, we have Department of Electronics. Preeti, you may stop sharing now.
I'm just trying to figure out.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, 1 second. Yes.
Dr. Shubhra is with us from Department
Yes,
of
ma'am.
Electronics. Yes.
So I'm just sharing the screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, visible.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shubhra Gupta from the Department of Electronics. We are offering analytics computing with Python as SEC-1 this semester. So let me give an overview of the syllabus that we are going to study or study in the whole semester. We'll start with the basic of Python programming language, where we will start with the basic syntax and different loops of the which are there in the Python language, as well as different libraries. So Python is basically a general purpose language, and it's very easy to understand, easy to interpret, and also easy to implement. So what it means is that the different keywords that are there in the Python language are just simple English-like words. That means if I'm writing some code, you will just find it as simple as that you are reading some English statements. So it's very easy for all those students who have never ever studied any programming language, because you will find it, you're just reading simple English-like statements. Python supports number of libraries, open source libraries like pandas, numpys, matplotlib, cbon. So these are some of the libraries that we will be focusing upon, and they have a number of functions. So after studying the Python's basics as well as different libraries, we are good to learn the application part of Python programming language, which is the machine learning. Now, what basically is machine learning is that we are training machines in accordance with, we are training machines to imitate the human behavior so that they can behave in the same manner as we human behave. So that is what is machine learning. So for machine learning, we have a different library, which one of it we are going to study is scikit-learn. And also the different algorithms are, which we have to restrict ourselves, are the supervised and supervised learning algorithms, the regression models. So these models would help the machine to learn or to behave in the manner that the human are basically behaving. So this is what is the syllabus in our SEC paper. So let me just give you some of the real world examples of machine learning, because beauty of this paper is that you're studying starting from scratch, the basics of Python language, and then you focus on its application part also. So I've just listed a few. So we are in day-to-day life, we are using Amazon, we're using Uber, we're using Ola and the Alexa, Google Assistant to answer our questions. We are also using these social networking sites like your Facebook, LinkedIn. So basically at the back end of every one of these platforms is the data science. That means some kind of machine learning algorithm is happening at the back so that these applications could be able to run. So let's look at some general use cases of data science in various organizations. I have listed one or two. So one example just now I mentioned is Alexa. Now what Alexa is doing, it is interpreting the voice commands that are spoken at a distance from to a microphone. So if suppose we are saying Alexa, dim the light, or Alexa, lower the volume, Alexa is performing the task that we want Alexa to do. So what makes Alexa do this? It is the supervised, semi-supervised and the unsupervised learning models that are running behind the programming of Alexa. So that means whenever you are saying anything to Alexa, you think of some data science is going on the back end. Now, another very good example is your Airbnb. Now, what data scientists are doing in the at the back end is they are designing models to basically classify the images of different parts of home, such as bedroom, your kitchen, and your bathroom, so that users are able to list in a better manner and increase the chances of house to be being picked for a stay. So some kind of learning model again is there, which is the unsupervised learning model. So all these 2-3 models, I've just taken 1 or 2 examples, and these would be, we are going to study basically how to model the real world problems. So that is what is the machine learning part would be taken up here. Okay, so the application is not restricted to what I said just now, like your e-commerce, virtual assistants, social media, transport, but we have the application of machine learning in healthcare and financial sectors also. And it's not limited to only this thing that we may discuss this whenever you are coming to our department to study this course. Okay, so in your learning journey with us, you will be able to understand the basic concepts of Python along with its various features. You will be able to familiarize with the Anaconda and the Jupyter Notebook. These are the platforms on which the Python programming language would be running. You will be able to know the basic concepts of machine learning, how to analyze and visualize the data. So the libraries that I mentioned previously, that NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, these are the libraries which help us to analyze the data, visualize the data, to plot the data graphically for easier visualization, for clear visualization. And at the end of the semester, you will be able to develop your small machine learning algorithms for real world problems also. So anyone who is interested or who even don't have any knowledge of programming language from the school level may come and join us, because we are going to start from the scratch, the basic, and you don't require any programming language knowledge, previous knowledge for starting this paper, because one thing, we are starting from the scratch, and another thing is the beauty of this language is the Python programming languages, only simple English like statements would be written, even anyone would be able to understand from any field, any background. So that's all, ma'am, from my side. And I will be taking up this paper and Dr. Neha Verma along with me. So I'll mention the contact details in the chat box. So if any student would like to come and talk to us regarding this paper, please feel free to join us. So if you're excited to learn machine learning, please, you may come and talk to us and more about this syllabus. Thank you so much. I'll leave the contact details here.
Yeah. Thank you, Shubhra.
Yes.
Next, we have Department of Physics. I just want to mention that these SECs are not department specific. We are mentioning departments here so that you know whom to contact for this particular paper. Anybody can take any paper. If you belong to botany department, it is not compulsory that you take the SEC offered by botany department only. You can take any of these papers. And I think there is no prerequisite for any of these papers. Yes, Department of Physics, please continue.
I want to make it full screen. So just make it. Is it visible, the presentation?
Yes, presentation.
Am I audible also? Oh, I am audible. Thank you. So, Physics department is offering paper essentials of Python. Students have got a glimpse of what Python is from the earlier 2 speakers, but this paper is slightly different from the earlier 2 papers. So please pay attention to what you want to learn when you are opting for Python, because when I heard mathematics and electronics is also offering Python as papers which will be teaching the Python language. But all these 3 papers are teaching the same thing with different perspectives. So here, Physics is offering essentials of Python with a different application aspect. The credit given is 2 hours, completely allotted to practical. So that means there will be 4 hours of weekly practical classes, which means whatever is there in the syllabus would be taught by means of hands-on training. So this is the major strength of the paper and the major advantage for all the students who are coming from non-programming background, that there is nothing like prerequisite. You'll be starting from the scratch, and whatever we'll be teaching, you'll be learning by doing by your own hands. So it will be directly learning by doing. So I'll just brief you what the paper is, course structure is. So what we'll be teaching you in the paper, we'll be teaching you the basic of the programming language, which is Python. It's high-level programming language. You will be able to develop, document, and debug your Python programs, and use Python programming to solve problems of different domains. So the major domains which are covered in this paper are making GUI in Python, network programming, and Django. So these three are the few Python implementations which are a part of this paper structure. In the following slides, I'll just brief you with what GUI is, what network programming means, and what to use Django for. Let us start with GUI. GUI, all of us know, is graphical user interface, and in everyday life, we are using it. Like every second, we are using graphical user interface. Even right now, we are interacting via a virtual mode. So wherever I'm moving my mouse or clicking whichever icon, this is nothing but a graphical user interface, which means that the user is interacting with the electronic device by means of some visual assistance, or even these days it is audio assistance. So right now I'm just talking about the visual assistance because I've shown the images which are showing visual assistance, that you open any electronic device like a mobile or tab, and you have a list of icons or menus when you tap on them. So that is one example of graphical user interface. Or when you're filling up forms, you get different options where either you can check in the box, or you have a automatic calendar coming up. You just have to choose the date and the month and the year. All these things which you do in your daily lives using electronic devices and using either the audio or the visual assistance is falling under graphical user interface. Primarily the visual assistance, because we are using the word graphical. And Python is equipped with an interface, which is a standard Python interface to the TK-GUI toolkit shipped with Python. It's called the tkinter, and it makes it one of the fastest and easiest way to create GUI. So you write small codes in Python and it will give you a GUI of your choice. As an example, I've just shown a small code, which is this on the right hand side. It's hardly a few lines code, and when you run that few line code, it gives you a GUI, a checkbox GUI on the left hand side, which is either male or female, and this is one of the very common options which appear when you are filling up any form. You write your name, then it asks you your gender, and there are options given which you just check it. So this type of a checkbox can be created using Python and tkinter by writing very small code. This is the small code which I wrote, and on running, it gives me a checkbox. So in this paper, apart from learning Python basic, the next aspect of it will be, you will be learning how to use Python to make graphical user interfaces. Another practical implementation of Python which you will learn in this paper is network programming using Python. Now, again, network programming is very generic, and in fact, it is one of the highly demanding fields in current days, because everything is being dependent upon networks now. Computer networking, all of us know, refers to interconnected computing devices that can exchange data and share resources with each other. And when this happens, it happens on the basis of sharp programs which are supporting this functionality. Network programming involves writing programs that communicate with other programs over a network. In fact, it is like forming the backbone of the network. On the basis of these programs, this network functions. Simple examples can be a normal local area network, or if you go to a bank, you have so many windows, or you have so many cables where the officials are working. All have their own computers, but all these computers have access to a common source where all the account details of the customers are there. So you can those officials can access customer details from their independent computers. So this is happening because of some programs which are interlinking these computers. That falls under the category of network programming. Even cybersecurity is based upon network programming. Cybersecurity is one of the prime fields of these days, in which people from different backgrounds are coming up. It is not only restricted for computer science engineers or computer background people. People from different backgrounds are learning the programming languages and working in the field of cybersecurity, because it is one of the key applications in network programming. And Python, being an open source and highly flexible, simple to learn, is demanding for writing codes in network programming. So we can say that Python network programming is about using Python as a programming language to handle computer networking requirements. Now, for example, you can have any web server applications, or downloading files from some URL, or any handling of LANs, or something where big computer networks are involved. In this paper, the topics which you will be covering under network programming in Python are the client and servers, daytime servers, and server program. So that will give a good insight to what the application is, and help you in switching to the field of network programming if you ever want to in your future. Now, one of the major applications of Python, which is covered in the syllabus, is Django. Django is a free and open source Python-based web framework that allows model template views architectural pattern, or in simple language, I could say it helps making web pages. And one example I've shown here, this is a simple web page, hello world printed web page made using a very simple Django project. And this is a part of the syllabus. So hello world project is a part of your syllabus using Django. So you will be learning making web pages of this sort. And the other learning topics under Django include Django installation, which is, of course, if you want to do it, creating projects, folder structures, different databases and views, static files and forms, API, and security. So I would say, why to choose essentials of Python? There are 3 reasons. Because when you do this paper, it will help you develop your computational thinking, and you will learn Python programming language, the structure and the grammar of the language, writing your own codes, debugging codes, and breaking the problem into small parts, tackling each part individually and then as a project. Further, applying Python to different applications. I've listed 3 major applications which are there in the syllabus, which is network programming, GUI making, and Django. Apart from this, I would reiterate that there is no prerequisite required for this paper. So the misconception of coming from a non-programming background is gone. Even if you don't have any programming information or programming experience, it is not required. We will be starting from the scratch. We will help you think computationally, breaking the problem into smaller parts and tackling it, plus telling you about the rules and the syntax of the programming language Python, which will help you tackle all the problems, write your own codes. And the most important of all is that all the 2 credits are given for practical. So whatever we will be teaching you will be through practical mode. You will be actually typing things on computers and doing everything on your own, which we will be teaching you. So the teacher in charge of physics department is Professor Anant Pandey, and the teachers who would be teaching this paper is myself, Garima Saxena, and along with me, Dr. Surendra Kumar Yadav would be teaching the same paper. So you can contact us or reach out to us either on phone or in the department if you have any query regarding this paper. The contact details I'll shortly post on the chat box. So if you want, you can send your queries. From my side, this is it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Garima.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Archana is with us.
जी
Yeah, to talk about the SEC रचनात्मक लेखन.
जी मैं भी स्क्रीन शेयर कर रही हूँ. हिंदी डिपार्टमेंट इस बार SEC हिंदी में आपको रचनात्मक लेखन पेपर ऑफर कर रहा है. इस पेपर के अंतर्गत कुल 3 इकाइयों के अंतर्गत आप ये पेपर पढ़ेंगे, जिसमें जो फर्स्ट यूनिट है उसमें आप क्रिएटिव राइटिंग के बारे में जानेंगे. क्रिएटिव राइटिंग में आपका इंटरेस्ट फील्ड पहले देखा जाएगा कि आपको कविता में इंटरेस्ट है, कहानी में इंटरेस्ट है, या आपको जो है वो नाटक में इंटरेस्ट है. आपका इंटरेस्ट क्या है? और अगर इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, आपको पता नहीं है, आप कंफ्यूज है कि नहीं अभी तो हमें मतलब किसी भी फील्ड में हमें अच्छा लगता है काम करना, तो सबसे पहले इन सारी फील्ड से आपको रूबरू कराया जाएगा. आपको बताया जाएगा इन सारे फील्ड्स के बारे में कि अलग अलग क्षेत्र में आप रचनात्मक लेखन के क्या क्या आयाम हो सकते हैं, क्या क्या रूप हो सकते हैं जिसमें आप काम कर सकते हैं, और प्रोफेशनली भी आपको ये कहाँ पे किस तरह से मदद करेगा. तो जैसा कि आप देख पा रहे हैं, क्रिएटिव राइटिंग के इसमें जो फर्स्ट 1.1 यूनिट जो है भाव एवं विचार की रचना में अभिव्यक्ति की प्रक्रिया, इसके अंतर्गत आप ये देखेंगे कि आपके मन में जो भाव और विचार आते हैं उसको आप किस तरह से अभिव्यक्त कर सकते हैं, आपकी भाषा किस तरह से सटीक हो सकती है, या फिर जिस क्षेत्र में आप उसको रिप्रेजेंट करने जा रहे हैं, जैसे पत्रकारिता के क्षेत्र में वो अभिव्यक्ति एकदम बदल जाएगी, या फॉर्मल और इनफॉर्मल क्षेत्र में वो अभिव्यक्ति बदल जाएगी, मौखिक और लिखित में भी अंतर हो जाएगा. तो इसमें इन बारीकियों से, ये छोटी छोटी जो बारीकियां हैं, इनसे आपको अवगत कराया जाएगा और भाषा को बरतना सिखाया जाएगा कि जो आप सोच रहे हैं, समझ रहे हैं, फिर अलग अलग क्षेत्र में अगर उसका प्रयोग आपको करना है तो आप किस तरह से उसका प्रयोग कर सकते हैं, और उसमें क्या अंतर आता है, क्या बारीक जो अंतर है वो आपको समझाया जाएगा, बताया जाएगा. और जो सेकंड यूनिट है उसमें भाषा भंगिमा और साहित्य लेखन, इसके अंतर्गत साहित्य की जो अलग अलग विधाएं हैं उसके विषय में, अगर आपको साहित्य लिखने में आप इंटरेस्टेड हैं, आप सोचते हैं कि आप कविता तो लिखते हैं लेकिन कविता आपकी बहुत प्रभावी नहीं है, या इसको किस तरह से आप और बेहतर कर सकते हैं, या आपका इंटरेस्ट है कि आप कुछ कहानी या नॉवल जैसा उपन्यास लिखें, तो इस क्षेत्र में आप किस तरह से लिख सकते हैं, भाषा को आप कैसे अलग अलग तरह से भाषा की जो बारीकियां होती हैं वो आपको बताया जाएगा इस पेपर के इस यूनिट के अंतर्गत. और जैसे कि आप एक एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे देखें तो जैसे कथा साहित्य में जो वस्तु है, जो प्लॉट है, वो किस तरह से, अगर आपके दिमाग में कोई कॉन्सेप्ट है, कोई विषय है जिस पे आप लिखना चाहते हैं, उसकी प्लॉटिंग आप किस तरह से कर सकते हैं. उसके बाद पात्र है, परिवेश है, कथ्य और भाषा, इसको आप किस तरह से बरत सकते हैं, यानी कि जिस तरह का आपका कंटेंट है, जिस तरह का वो परिवेश है, उसके हिसाब से आप भाषा, उसके पात्रों के नाम और कैसे रख सकते हैं जिससे आपकी जो स्टोरी है या आपकी जो आपका जो नॉवल है, या फिर वो कैसे रियल लगे, कैसे वो प्रभावी लगे. इस तरह की आपको ट्रेनिंग या इस तरह का अभ्यास आपको कराया जाएगा. इकाई 3 के अंतर्गत आप देखेंगे कि विविध विधाओं एवं सूचना माध्यमों के लिए लेखन है. विविध विधाओं के अंतर्गत नाट्य साहित्य है, इसके अलावा अन्य जो गद्य विधाएं हैं जैसे निबंध, संस्मरण, आत्मकथा, व्यंग्य, रिपोर्टाज, यात्रा वृत्तांत. इसमें आप किस तरह से, अगर आप नाटक लिखने में इंटरेस्टेड हैं, या आपको पता चल गया है कि हाँ, मैंने जितनी विधाएं जो आपने यूनिट 1 यहाँ पे आपने देखा, यूनिट 1 में आपको अलग अलग विधाओं से रूबरू कराया जाता है, उनकी लेखन टेक्निक से आपको अवगत कराया जाता है. फिर आप इस निष्कर्ष पर पहुंचते हैं कि नहीं, मैं नाट्य साहित्य में मेरी रुचि भी है और मैं बेहतर कर सकता. कर सकती हूँ। तो इसमें आप किस तरह से जो है, और नाटक के जो पात्र हैं वो किसी कहानी के पात्र से कैसे थोड़े अलग हो सकते हैं, या कुछ क्राइटेरिया है क्या कि नाटक अगर 3 घंटे में ही प्रस्तुत होना है या 2 घंटे में नाटक का मंचन होना है, तो उसमें हम कितने पात्र रखें, कैसे पात्र रखें जो हम उसका मंचन कर सके, क्योंकि नाटक जो है वो सिर्फ एक टेक्स्ट नहीं होता है, उसका उसको लिखने के लिए आपको मंचन का भी ध्यान रखना होता है कि स्टेज कैसा होगा, और उस स्टेज को ध्यान में रखते हुए आप नाटक को लिखते हैं। इसके अलावा अन्य गद्य विधाओं में भी निबंध जो है, अभी तक आपने निबंधों के बारे में एस्से जो है हम लोगों ने आपने पढ़ा होगा, जो मूर्त विषय हैं आपके सामने, जैसे दिवाली, होली आदि त्योहारों पे या किसी विषय पे आपने निबंध लिख दिया। लेकिन जो अमूर्त विषय हैं, जो आपके मन में कोई भाव आ रहा है, उस पर आप किस तरह से निबंध लिख सकते हैं, इसके लिए हम कुछ निबंधकारों के, कुछ अच्छे निबंधकारों के आपको निबंध पढ़वाते हैं, जैसे आचार्य रामचंद्र शुक्ल हैं, हजारी प्रसाद द्विवेदी हैं। जब आप इनके निबंध पढ़ते हैं तो आपको वास्तव में पता चलता है कि निबंध कैसे लिखा जा सकता है। जैसे इन्होंने छोटी छोटी चीजें, जैसे क्रोध है, घृणा है, लोभ है, इस पर इन्होंने ऐसे निबंध लिखे हैं जो बहुत मजेदार हैं, और भाषा की एक अच्छी ट्रेनिंग आपको वहां से मिलती है कि हम अगर कुछ लिखना चाहते हैं तो हम उसको कैसे बेहतर और प्रभावी, रोचक तरीके से लिख सकते हैं। इसी तरह से संस्मरण, आत्मकथा, व्यंग्य, रिपोर्टाज, यात्रा वृत्तांत आदि भी आपको कुछ अच्छे निबंधकारों को, कुछ अच्छे संस्मरणकारों को, कुछ अच्छी आत्मकथाओं को आपको पढ़वाकर और उसके साथ साथ उसके लेखन की प्रक्रिया से आपको रूबरू कराकर फिर आपको वह लिखने के लिए प्रेरित किया जाता है इस पेपर के अंतर्गत। इसके बाद आप देखते हैं कि जो वर्तमान दौर है वो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक माध्यम का दौर है। तो प्रिंट माध्यम के लिए लेखन के साथ साथ जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक माध्यम के लिए भी लेखन की आपको प्रैक्टिस कराई जाती है, जिसमें आप देखेंगे कि हम संवाद लेखन, फिल्मों के लिए पटकथा लेखन जो है, फिल्मों का की राइटिंग कैसे बदल जाती है जब आप एक टेक्स्ट को पढ़ते हैं, और उसके साथ साथ अगर आपको पटकथा लिखना है, उसी को आपको उसी राइटिंग को अगर आपको फिल्मों के लिए लिखना है तो आप कैसे उसको बदलेंगे, या फिल्मों के लिए लेखन, ये छोटे पर्दे के लिए लेखन अलग होगा, बड़े पर्दे के लिए आपको लिखना है तो वो राइटिंग कैसे बदल जाती है। तो उसमें संवाद कैसे, आपको पता है कि एक ही फिल्म में जो है वो संवाद लेखन के लिए अलग से आपको अलग से लोग रखे जाते हैं, कहानी किसी की होती है, संवाद कोई और लिखता है, तो इस तरह से आपको गीत कोई और लिखता है। तो ये सारी जो बारीकियां हैं, ये सारी जो चीजें हैं, इससे आपको अवगत कराया जाता है और उसकी रीडिंग कराई जाती है, उसका विश्लेषण कराया जाता है। उसके बाद आपको इस तरह से तैयार किया जाता है, आपकी अभिरुचि का जिसे कहते हैं परिष्कार किया जाता है, फिर धीरे धीरे जो है आपको लिखने के लिए प्रेरित किया जाता है। और जब आप लिखते हैं तो उसका विश्लेषण, मूल्यांकन भी किया जाता है, कुछ गलतियां होती हैं बताया जाता है। तो इस तरह से ये पेपर बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है और बहुत ज़रूरी पेपर है, और अगर आप प्रोफेशनली भी, ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण पेपर हो जाता है। इसके अलावा आप किसी भी स्ट्रीम के विद्यार्थी हैं और आप कुछ लिखना चाहते हैं, आप कुछ सोचते हैं, कुछ लिखना चाहते हैं, आपके अंदर कोई कुलबुलाहट है, तो उसको आप अभिव्यक्त कर सकते हैं आप इस पेपर के माध्यम से। और हमारी यही कोशिश रहती है कि जो आपके अंदर छुपा हुआ लेखक है उसको हम थोड़ा सा निखार कर बाहर लेकर आए, और वो जो लेखक है वो एक मुकम्मल रूप ले सके। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Dr. Rachna. Next, we have about the SEC paper, Political Leadership and Communication. It is being offered by the Department of Political Science. Do we have anyone? If you are in the attendees, you may please raise your hand. Department of Political Science. If there is any teacher, please raise your hand. We move on to the next SEC paper, Advanced Spreadsheet Tools. It is being offered by Department of Statistics. Anyone from Department of Statistics?
Ma'am, statistics has raised
Yes.
hand in the.
Yes. I have promoted you as a panelist, statistics. Please join as panelist.
मैम किसका स्टैट्स का?
Yes, stats. I think, yeah. Yesterday, Alok was there with the same name, statistics.
I'm just checking, ma'am.
You're not audible, statistics. You're unmuted but not audible. There are queries coming for GE syllabus. There is no common link for GE syllabus. You can go to the department-wise syllabus link and then check there. Suppose you want to check the syllabus of GE paper offered by Commerce Department. Look into the Commerce Department syllabus. There you will see the GE Commerce paper syllabus.
Ma'am, there is some confusion. All science and stats, I have sent the link again. I hope they will be joining.
Statistics has joined, but I think he's trying to connect to the audio.
Okay.
Audio is not connected. Meanwhile, we can move on to the next department. Next SEC paper is Personality Development and Communication, offered by Department of Sociology.
Yeah, Professor Nabanipa just called me. She's the one who's taking this paper, Personality Development. So she has just asked me to let you know that Professor Nabanipa is the one who's taking the paper. I am sending her, sharing her contact details. You can contact her. She was not able to join for certain reason, and that's why. So Professor Nabanipa, and I'm putting her phone number in the chat box. Fine.
Next is Sustainable Ecotourism and Entrepreneurship, offered by Department of Zoology.
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. R.
Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Aarti from Department of Zoology. And as a SEC paper skill enhancement course for semester 1, Department of Zoology is offering sustainable ecotourism and entrepreneurship. So before starting with the syllabus or anything else, I would like to inform students that again, this paper is practical based paper. There is no theory for this paper. And most importantly for this paper, you don't have to consult any books. Because once you will see the syllabus, go through my presentation, then you will understand what I'm trying to say. So, and especially the ones who are, who learn, who enjoy traveling to new places, who like enjoying the nature, is going to love this paper a lot. So till now, as the paper is suggesting that ecotourism, but ecotourism may be a new term for many of us. I'm sure because till now we were more familiar with tourism. And now all of a sudden ecotourism has come into existence. So what is the basic difference between tourism and ecotourism? So tourism is basically traveling to a place that is of our interest, and that interest can be for leisure or maybe for any business purpose, or it can be for any other reason. Whereas in ecotourism, we involve with nature. So this is the major difference, that for ecotourism, we are involving with the nature. Apart from involving, we are also concerned with conserving the nature and learning about the environment. Also, we learn about the local culture of that particular place. Not only the nature, as well as the people also, we try to learn about them. So ecotourism, in short, if we want to say, it is basically a responsible travel to local areas, to natural areas, and that can be for conservation, conserving the environment, the wildlife of that particular area, and so on. Now, over here, as you can see that ecotourism, along with this nature tourism, also has another component which we call sustainable ecotourism. Because hamare syllabus maybe we have this term sustainability. So how this sustainability is going to affect ecotourism? So for sustainability, it is going to provide society benefits. Along with that, most importantly, it is going to give economic benefit to that particular area. And we all know that sirf ghumne se kaam nahi hota, we require economy as well. Hame financial aid bhi chahiye hota hai. So along with this, sustainability is also going to help conserve natural habitat of an area or the wildlife of that area. So basically, sustainability will consider the ecotourism of a particular place, the nature of that place, as well as the economic benefits of that place. And another aspect is the local culture and local people of that area. So when you study this paper, you will come across the nature as well as the economy and the local culture of that area. So these three trio things will make this complete paper. Now, why do we study this paper? How is this going to affect us as a career? How is it going to help in our career? India is promoting ecotourism like anything. We all see so many ads in TV for Madhya Pradesh tourism or maybe Chhattisgarh tourism and so on. Apart from this, India is also setting goals for future. And one of it is like tourism and sustainable goal for 2030. Now, government of India is actually promoting ecotourism nowadays, and this particular subject or this particular thing has actually gained momentum in India. And we all know that India is rich in biodiversity, and it is considered as one of mega biodiversity country in the world. We all know this. We can say maybe like if we say the majestic Himalayas of the majestic mountains or the hot sand dunes of Rajasthan, or maybe the lush green sides of the South India, and so on. So we have so much of things to explore. We have a whole country to learn about. So with so much of potential, this ecotourism is actually going to offer you lot of jobs, lot of career opportunities. After studying this particular paper or this particular subject, I must say, you can be a naturalist, you can be a park ranger, you can be a travel advisor, and so on. So you have a bouquet of choices to choose once you go through this paper. And on a lighter note, apart from these career opportunities, this paper is one paper which is going to heal you, which is going to give you relaxation, which is going to rejuvenate you as a person and will give you energy so that you can focus more on your projected goals of your life. So I hope it interests you. Now the part comes that how are you people going to be involved in this paper? So once you opt for this paper, you will be exploring the potential of a particular ecotourist spot. You will be doing field trips, field surveys to different areas where you will be exploring the wildlife of a particular place, or maybe the scenic or the ethnic potential of that place. Along with that, you are expected to go into the economic and cultural significance of that area. Apart from this is okay कि हम घूमेंगे भी साथ साथ पढ़ेंगे भी, but now comes the part where you are going to develop this as an entrepreneur. You will become the entrepreneurs. You are going to create such platforms. You are going to have such strategies and partnerships with different organizations where you can come up with good ideas and you can actually help ecotourism to go much heights. So this is the syllabus that you people will be going through if you choose for this paper. So if you want to take a screenshot, otherwise we'll share the syllabus in the chat box itself. And the syllabus continues. So this is all for the paper, and these are the contact details. If you want, you can talk to us anytime. We are also sharing a WhatsApp link in the chat box. Any student who is interested, they can join that group and can chat with us for extra information if you want. And I must say, this paper is actually going to help you. There is no book, nothing, just the practical based paper where you can travel as well as study. So with this, I think I should stop. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, Deepti ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Aarti.
Yeah. I'm trying to.
Will you take us also on your trips?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Sure. Actually, the pictures that I just showed in the slide, no, they are the trips only. They are the field visits of that students. We
Yes,
actually.
that is why it is very much appealing.
Yeah, thank you.
Do we have anyone from the statistics department now? Your audio is not connected yet. Statistics, you need to check your connection. Anyone from political science? Students, you may write your queries in the question answer box. It is requested to all the participants to please fill up the attendance form.
Garima, someone has raised the hand.
Is there any teacher joined us?
No, I cannot see anybody who's raised their hand. Yes, Amit. Amit.
Make him a panelist. Amit from Pol Science Department.
He's been made the panelist.
Yeah. Yes, Dr. Amit. So this is the SEC Political Leadership and Communication being offered by the Department of Political Science. Dr. Amit will be briefing you about it.
Yes, ma'am. A very good evening to everyone. We from the Political Science Department will be offering the paper Political Leadership and Communication. And the syllabus will be shared shortly on, we'll be circulating a Google form. And the paper will mainly be focusing on, in the contemporary times, how, the importance of leadership and, the decision making, which is, the very essential of any form of leadership. So regarding other details, the form and we'll be circulating that on the group or via email. So anyone who is interested, they can join. Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Namit, you can share your details in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am. I'll just.
And there will be no department-wise Google form. There is a one common Google form for the entire college, right?
Okay. Okay.
Which we have already floated. Students will
from
fill
that
up.
they can select. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. I'll just share the.
Okay. Anyone else? Any faculty member who wants to speak? You may please raise your hand. Someone raising hand. Dr. Parul. I'm promoting you as a.
Yeah, she's from statistics.
There is a query that if we choose one paper in SEC-1 and the other in the second semester, will the second semester SEC will start from the basic or the higher level? All the SECs are independent of each other. There is no prerequisite. All the SECs which are being offered in semester 1 and 2, they are all independent of each other, and everybody will start from the basics. Yes, Dr. Parul.
Good afternoon, everyone. Ma'am, I'm audible.
Yes, Parul, you are audible. You may start.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Parul Seni from Department of Statistics. This semester, Department of Statistics is offering the SEC paper named as Advanced Spreadsheet. In this paper, students will learn about the various data analysis method using advanced spreadsheet tools. It's a 2-credit course, no theory and no practice, only the 2 practical classes. And after completing this paper, student will be able to use Excel for advanced data analysis. To enable the student with automation on Excel, enables the student to use Excel for form decision making. Paper helps the student to make meaningful representation of data in the form of chart and pivots table. The student will be able to do analysis on this data using a spreadsheet and to make to generate word and also be able to manage data for queries. The syllabus of this paper contains 4. Is the Excel advanced techniques. Second is the and what is the data analysis and decision making. How many will be on 21 marks. The end semester university exam will be on 50 marks. Thank you everyone. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Parul. You may stop sharing now.
Yeah, ma'am.
There is one common form. Choose GE, SEC, and BSc. If you have made up your mind, then you may fill the form and submit. If you still need some time or want to attend the tomorrow's BSc orientation and then decide, then you can wait till tomorrow and then fill the form. Last date of filling the form is 12th of November. If you have any queries, you may write. WhatsApp group link will be shared by the concerned teacher only. Has he shared something? No,
yet.
he has not
No.
yet. Or when you fill the data, we'll share the data with the concerned teacher and you will be get added in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so don't worry about the WhatsApp group. What is more important is filling up your form correctly. Form is editable till 12th of November. After that, I don't think there will be option to change. Any other queries you may write in the chat box? Yes, I have told it several times. You can change your SEC every semester. To fill up the form for GE, SEC, and VSC, the date is same. There is one common form and the date is 12th of November. BA program students, if you want any clarification regarding GE English, then please talk to the coordinator, Dr. Krishna Kumar. He'll give you the better idea about that. Any other queries? You may please write in the chat box. Why do you want to wait till 12 midnight? Yes, SEC, you can take the one offered by your own department. On SEC and VSE, there is no restriction. You can choose anyone. Whether you are an honor student or a program student, there is no restriction. You can choose any SEC paper and any VSE paper offered by the college. If you have a discipline as a language and want to opt the same language as GE, paper will be different, but if you are a program student, you need to get a clarification on this.
No, ma'am, today Dean Academics was there. So like, for example, if you have a BA, you are a BA program student and you have English and economics, you cannot take English as GE.
Yes.
Or either economics also. So other than economics and English.
Other than your discipline. If the
Yeah.
same language is your discipline, you cannot choose that language as GE. Other than the basic idea is GE is from a discipline which is not your own discipline, not the core discipline.
Yeah.
Yes, you can change GE and VSE every semester. For BSc Life Sciences, GE is any paper other than botany, zoology, and chemistry, because these are your core papers.
Yes.
BSc pattern is also like SEC. These are value addition courses, again 2 credit papers. In some of the papers, there is 1 theory and 2-hour practical, and some are 4-hour practicals. So there is a BSc orientation tomorrow. You can ask your queries about BSc in that orientation. 4 papers remains the same, from the same discipline. And GE, SEC, and BSc, you can change every semester. There is no problem. Any other queries? Electronics honors can choose English literature as GE. Yes, anyone. Other than electronics, you can choose any paper as GE. I think we have answered almost all the queries. Still you have some doubts, then you can contact the concerned department teacher, which are offering these papers. You can check the syllabus to check the eligibility for GE. Yes, BA program students can choose only GE language. But if you have English as your discipline paper, you cannot choose English as GE. So you can choose any 2 languages from Hindi, Sanskrit, Tamil, Telugu. List of VSc courses is there in that Google form which the college is offering. You may please check in there. Yes, NBA program. Any language other than English, you can choose as GE in the first semester. You can check the GE syllabus on the website. Yes, the orientation is over. If you want to leave, you may leave. You please fill up the attendance form. I think most of the queries have been answered. So we would like to end this meeting here. I want to thank all the teachers who gave a brief description about the SEC their department is offering. I would like to thank my team, Dr. Arpita, Dr. Garima, Dr. Upasna, and Dr. Rajveer Kaur, and the technical team headed by Mr. Naveen. Thank you so much. Now we are ending the meeting.